Hello, this is BGFH, back again for another series of videos. This time we're going to return to Minecraft. As you may remember, a few of my first videos, I believe the first 3 videos I uploaded to this YouTube channel was a tour of my kind of medieval castle town village, which I still really don't have a name for, ironically enough. But since then, I've branched out a lot more and helped my friend with some projects and started a lot of my other own kind of projects and stuff. And I do want to go back to the village and kind of, flesh out a few things and some of the updates and add a little bit more around the countryside and whatnot. But for now, I've been concentrating on this really huge kind of epic project I've been working on for off and on for quite a while now, and it's not even close to being done. So, but I figured, take a little break, pop back into some Minecraft again, and show you some of that stuff. So, let's get started here. We're in the server right now. I'll pop out of the menu here. And we are looking at my big old City Hall Central building. And before I go into any of these buildings, what I'm going to do is I'm in creative mode again. I'm going to hide the interface, there we go. And I'm going to fly up and back out a little bit. So what we have here, like I said, this place is far from being done. There's buildings I haven't even created yet. But what happened was we had this huge area that ended up being this crater, and I don't know if it was here by default, or I think my friend may have made a crater when he was playing with some of the terrain tools, but I don't remember how this crater ended up starting. But one thing led to another, and there's this crater. So one of us decided, well, let's build in it. And after doing my castle stuff for a long time, I wanted to switch and do something different. So what I ended up doing was we had a couple of other people playing on the server at the time, and they were building these large, just huge structures, towers and a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, if I pan over here, I've been purposefully trying not to show too much, but I'll just give you a quick look. This is some stuff that my friend had built, and I will definitely be giving you a tour of that as well soon. But this little area here in this round crater lake, as it were, and that's actually what I might thought about calling this little town, Crater Lake or something like that. But the original thought was I wanted to build some sort of tower, and then we ended up having this huge open field here, or open crater surrounded by water. And I thought, what if I built a city, not that was just spread out with a bunch of buildings. What if we had this city that was just a few key skyscrapers, few towers, and everything had to be done within this whole little tower system? Because, what if they built a city and they didn't have a whole lot of, like, ground space to do that with? And so they just built up instead, and that's what we're currently working on. So this stuff over here, especially, far from done. That's the remnants of something that I don't even know if that's going to be there anymore after a little while, or what that's going to change into. But I'm going to take you on a tour of this little village and how it is now. At this current time, and when I get more done, I will give you a more thorough walkthrough, or a more walkthrough of the stuff that I haven't finished yet. So right up here we've got a bunch of blocks that are originally, we didn't have creative mode when I started this project, so we were using torches spaced out certain length spaces to measure and to keep monsters from spawning so close to where I was building, and some of that stuff is just still here. These blocks here are fairly new. These are new blocks that we're playing with a few ideas, so that when I do get all the buildings built and I make streets and things like that, I think some of these may work as some pretty interesting streetlights or something, you know. I really like this design here, kind of. That works pretty well, and I think I might go with some kind of a style like that. So, I'm just going to take you through this crater lake, as it were, and walk you through some of the buildings that are done and that are in progress. So, here we go. We'll start by this is the first building that I created. This is the City Hall kind of building. You know, a lot of your, you know, social services and mayor and things like that would be here. Head in here. Got a little entryway. Okay. And we have a portal system where, you know, originally when the server was a little bit different, we had a really sweet system where we could just travel between our different build sites, but that, you know, this little lobby kind of thing, really fancy lobby, that's where the portal would come out. I'm not going to go in there because in creative mode there's some changes and it'll automatically pop you into the nether, and I really don't want to do that. But the idea for this place here was that I wanted to have kind of a just an open courtyard-ish kind of thing for the bottom floor. And I wanted to have kind of a balcony that overlooked, so you know you would have people congregating around, and you could look at, you know, down this big old fountain here where the teleporters are, or the portals are, and then you would go up into the building proper. So we'll head up. Alright, so our first floor is our kind of bank and banking area. So we've got a couple of banker offices. People can meet privately if they have something, you know, more in depth to discuss rather than just, you know, general over-the-counter stuff. We got a couple places there. Head back over here. A couple restrooms. Something, you know, nothing fancy, just pretty simple. Head out here. So we got another one there, just duplicates of each other. And here we have the main actual bank, the main kind of public area. This turned out to be pretty cool, actually. Just a lot of glass to kind of separate the public from the tellers and things. So again, we've got a bench and stuff over here. Nothing too fancy, but we got, you know, places for tellers to come back here. Got a gate there. Actually, I probably should put a gate right here. Oh, okay, we do have one. Never mind. Never mind. But what I think the coolest part about this bank was is I had this kind of inspiration. Okay, I wanted a safe. And what can I do to make a safe convincing in Minecraft? So I'll open up this switch. And in here we have some obsidian, which is like super hard material to break. So I made this just cube of obsidian inside of this tower building. And then my friend had an idea. No, what you got to do is you got to put all kinds of different rare blocks in there. So I've got gold and lapis and iron and all kinds of different stuff, and that looks really cool. So it's like, okay, we got our money and our valuables in there. So we got complete with our vault. So that is our bank floor. We'll head up again. And now we kind of have the public library. So we got our reception desk over here, kind of general librarians. Bunch of bookshelves, obviously. Couple little bathrooms again. Nothing fancy, just pretty simple there. And then a little study area or a meeting area in the back where people can work and, you know, read their books and do whatever they need to do. So it's just, like I said, a simple kind of public library. Head up another floor. And we have the cafeteria for this building. I knew that I wanted to do something a little bit different, I'm trying to think of different ways to vary each floor and each building so that they don't look really monotonous, they don't look the same, and things like that with the blocks that we have available. The developers have added more blocks over time, which has been great, and it's helped vary things up even more. But again, like I said, it's just, working with certain things. I just wanted to mix it up, and I like my little checkerboard floor. I think that works for kind of a lounge cafeteria thing. So this is the cafeteria where everyone in this type of building, middle building here, this is where they would really come and eat and things like that. And we got a little lounge right here. So, during the lunch break they can come in here and kick back or whatever on break. And you got over here, of course, well, you've got a lunchroom, so we need a kitchen for our cooks and chefs and whatever to make the food for everybody. So what would happen is you would come in, when you come in, you would come up over here, and then you would just get your food right here and then choose a place to sit down and eat. So we'll head up to the next floor. And now we have our kind of IT help desk area. Because, you got to have all kinds of computery stuff going on. So, unfortunately for the longest time there really wasn't a good way to convey something like a computer in Minecraft, so we just kind of leave it to the imagination, even though there are really no computers. This is something that would have, that this type of city would have. So we've got a few cubes back here, little bathroom, but a bunch of cubes for workers to work on stuff. Pretty simple. It comes out right back over here where the reception thing is. And if we head back into our server room, these are new blocks. These are command blocks, actually, and I haven't really worked with them much. My friend has a bit, but they're pretty cool. They can do some pretty powerful things within Minecraft, and I hope to explore some of that more. But for the purposes of this building, I think they work great for kind of making it look like we've got some servers in here. So we've got the the iron floor. It looks pretty server room-ish, I think. I think it looks pretty cool. So that is the help desk floor. Keep on heading up. Okay, so this is a meeting room floor. So here's where we get a lot of people who come in and they need to, schedule various meetings and such. Just pretty simple meeting rooms. These are some smaller ones on the left side here. And like I said, again, just trying to spice things up a little bit, adding those little glass pillars on each corner of the room. Just, adds it so it's not just a gray wall. Spices things up a little bit. Storage room. And another restroom. And then here we have our huge meeting room. So we need to get a bunch of people together. This is where you do that. Complete with our big old table and podium. Complete with music player right here, or whatever you want that kind of to be. So that is our meeting room floor. We'll head up even further. I forget how many even floors are in this building. So that was our meeting rooms. Now we get to where, the last couple floors, I would say starting at the help desk, the public really doesn't go in these floors. This is where all the actual staff would work, in the civil services building. So this isn't anything really special. Basically, we just got cube farms is what we've got here for the kind of lower tier workers, not the mayor and, the really high officials and whatnot, but just a cube farm floor. And then you've got in the front on this, oops, too far. If we go in here, this would be the manager's room, manager's office for this particular floor. Head up to the next one here, and we have pretty much a carbon copy of the exact same thing what you saw in the last floor. So I'm not really going to go through the whole thing. I'm not going to walk you through the entire floor. Basically a carbon copy, couple minor differences, but the layout, like I said, you're in a government building, you're in an office kind of thing. Complex design really isn't all that important. You just shove people in a whole bunch of cubes and whatever. That's what you got. That's kind of how the way a lot of offices are. And we'll go up one more floor, I believe. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay, we got a couple more floors to go yet. Here are some more offices, but instead of cubes, these are getting to be more for, again, the higher up you go, the more important you are. So we've got offices for, the seemingly, more important officials, as it were. They get their own office instead of a cube. Okay, so there's little variants on them. They're pretty similar. A lot of times, I mentioned this in my earlier videos when I was doing my castle town, was that for a certain little section, if like for houses or in this case offices, if I found a pattern that I liked, I would usually I would start with that, and then I would stick with that for a few rooms and just make little variances of it. Another storage room, another little restroom, and another office. There we go. So that is the office floor. And now we're getting up, I think the final two floors here. Here is where, the really important people are. So, nice huge office. Pretty fancy. Even the floor is a little bit fancier. We got some carpet, we got some lapis blocks around, pictures, just a lot more open. So that is one office here. And then we head back over here, another big office, not quite as big as the last one, but still a lot more roomy than anything that anyone else has gotten so far. And that's, oh wait, we got one, and then we got a little meeting room up here for the higher up people. So we got another small meeting room up here. And now we hit the coolest part of this building. So now, up to this point we've just had stairs. Now this part we actually have our own, doored off stairwell. And now we get to the mayor's office, Mr. Big Important himself. This room was really fun to create. I just wanted to create something just crazy, like super fancy, just with whatever. So you come up here, we've got all it is. I mean, there's no, it's just Mr. Ego that works up here. It's, no, I'm not going to share this with you. No, I'm not going to put everything up here. Nope, the only thing I need is this huge kind of checkered area as you come up here, and my big ass desk. And then just some big old glass pillars here. If I head behind the desk, and it's just glass walls everywhere, he can look out and see everything from his office. Cool little sunrise or sunset kind of thing up there. Oh, okay, we can look into the top of our mall. Sweet. But if I hop up here, come on, there we go. I am the CEO, or I am the mayor. Pretty cool. And the thing I really like about this room is there's a lot of color to it. Like I said, I really wanted to make it fancy and variant, so I didn't want to just go with like one color. And I've got, like the gold borders around everything. There's glass everywhere. Um, and then we've got the red carpet, but then we've got this blue, light blue kind of thing going on up here, and we got some mixed at the glass on top since it's the top floor of the building. Again with the gold borders, just really kind of extravagant looking, and I think it works really well. This is one of my favorite rooms that I've built so far in Minecraft. Just turned out really well. Really proud of it. Just complete excessive. I mean, complete ego for this guy, for the mayor of this place. Just, yep, that's what it is. So I'm going to wrap up this video here, and then I will start a new video for one of the other buildings in this town. But that is my first building that I built in for this kind of sunken city. And it was a really interesting process just to try to learn how I wanted to build the tower, and not only do I have to figure out, okay, how do I want to do it so, you know, each floor makes sense, but then I have to make it, you know, ideally I would love to have just elevators, you know, for like a modern type of building, but Minecraft really doesn't easily allow that, so I had to work in a staircase system for each one of these towers. So, and that's another thing that I had to try to vary it up, because like in this one I just shoved the staircase in front of the building and that's what you get, each floor, boom. But like I said, try to vary that up, and so far it's worked pretty well, and I'm really kind of interested to see how this city's gonna turn out in the end. But with that, I'm going to end this video, and we will start looking at the next building. See you next time.